All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love when I just cut things off just like that. Happy holidays, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It's 11 o'clock here in Eastern Standard Time. For those people watching a Hawaii, Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say. All right, happy holidays and an early happy new year. We here at Score 58 Network would like to welcome you to the 6th Annual Senior Bowl Classic presented by the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia. This matchup is going to feature the seniors all-stars from Bibb County against the senior all-stars from the Team Empowered. And Team Empowered's all over the United States. Not necessarily the United States, but the state of Georgia. I mean, it's all relative at this point. I'm Bo McMichael with my colleagues. I'm going to bring them in right now. That's Adam Collins. Don't call the people champion for no reason at all. And Alex Schaefer, give me some paper. How you doing, gentlemen?
Great, man. How about yourself?
I just love watching my producers looking at me and just shaking their heads. And they're just like, they're just like, what is going on up in here, up in here? Gentlemen, how you doing today?
Doing great. What was that Hawaiian? What was that?
It's Mele Kalikimaka, man. It's the way that is on a nice Hawaiian Christmas day. I mean, it's not 31st just yet. That's tomorrow. We can say Happy New Year's Eve, but we're not going to go from there. We got a great matchup here scheduled for Lakewood Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. Talk to me about these two teams. Adam, go ahead and go first. Talk to me a little bit about Bibb County's All-Stars.
Well, you got a team. You got a couple playoff teams that make up the majority of this team out of Northeast and West Side down in Macon, and so anytime that you can put that together, and there's a lot of kids from the same team, that's going to be helpful when you start looking at the bonding thing because you're so limited with practice time. So your chemistry is going to be pretty good.
It is. I mean, based on that part, and I'm running a little bit of slow. I'll be able to show all their logos here shortly, a day late and a dollar short. Congratulations to Robert Reed. He is doing the drone view. How do you like the drone view, gentlemen?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's always my favorite.
It's always your favorite. I know that being the lineman on that perspective. But if you're not watching us here at Lakewood Stadium, you're watching us on Vimeo, watch us on the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia's website. You can also watch us on Twitter, which is Score Sports 58, YouTube, or Facebook. Find us, reach in, get that seatbelt ready because it's going to be a fun day. We have 2 ball games. This is our first and last of our senior classics. We're going to go and recap all the other senior classics that happened yesterday. But getting ready for the coin toss. Talk to me a little bit about Team Empowered there. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, Team Empowered, like Coach was saying, it's a bit different of a makeup where Bibb County is made up of mostly from 2 playoff teams. Team Empowered features a ton of different playoff teams and a ton of players from a lot of different teams around the greater Atlanta area. And so to kind of bounce off of what he said, when you have limited practice time for an all-star game like this, something that you're going to want to watch early is how well that these players mesh when they're not used to playing with each other. So much of offensive football specifically is based on timing. And so it's going to be interesting to see how well they mesh and how well they get that timing down early on in this game.
All right, gentlemen. Well, a Happy New Year's to you early, both of you. Adam, if you continue to cough like that, I'm going to tickle you. I'm just letting you know that, man.
That wasn't me.
I know, brother. I'm just blaming you. I always
I always take the blame for
everything.
everything.
And you just got to say, yes, sir. That sounds good, man. We'll go with that on that part. Well, we're going to get a little bit idea. They're 12-minute quarters. Looks like Team Empowered's in red. Team Bibb is going to be in black. Hopefully we'll be able to see the jerseys. We do have rosters across the board. Getting ready for kickoff here live from Lakewood Studio. Gentlemen, I'm going to hand it over to you. But before I do that, I want to say the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia is an organization that is working to increase the knowledge and development of students and minorities involved in athletics. The MCA of GA is dedicated to providing a positive atmosphere where issues can be debated and resolved in a timely and respectful manner. This organization holds conferences, camps, coaching academies. I didn't do that right. In order to not only help develop coaches, but also help develop players by building character, leadership qualities, time management skills, and professionalism through athletics. Gentlemen, let's get ready for some football. Best thing that you saw yesterday, Alex, go ahead. You were able to see all 3 games, Senior Bowl Classic here of 2022. What did you like about yesterday?
I did. If we're talking about just a single play, the play in the third game where they it was an interception that was thrown, and then on the interception that was stripped and then run for a touchdown by what was the offensive team. It was such a crazy turn of momentum.
Hopefully we'll be able to pop that up here when we go
crazy.
through to be able to do that. That'll be great. We are going to show a couple of updates on schedules and teams that are involved in both of them. But, gentlemen, take it away. I'll be quiet. Hand it over to you two gentlemen and have a lot of fun. Once again, glad to have you with us here on the 2002 Senior Classic, Bibb County versus Team Empowered.
And I'll tell you right away what I love, Adam, is the white numbers on the red jerseys. Makes it really easy to spot who the players are.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. A lot of times, jersey, the color and the number color look really cool.
Yep.
But from a distance, sometimes they're very hard to read.
Yeah, that APS jersey last night was really sharp looking, but the navy number on the black jerseys made it really tough for us to call for players there. But this drone shot is something else. I like this a lot. The kickoff is going to be taken by Bibb County out to around the 18-ish. That's going to be where they spot it. So a nice kickoff there, good coverage.
Yeah, nice kick right there by Mac Miko out of Heritage Catoosa.
From Team Empowered.
And then the return was by Jordan Green, number 15, out of Rutland.
And so, Coach, we talked about this a little bit at the top. We talked about how you have limited amount of time to practice and how it's going to be really early on. The team that gels first is really going to be the one that has the advantage. And I feel like it's the offensive line that really is important in that respect, because you look at the helmets across the line. Sure, everybody's got the same jerseys on, but you can tell how many different players from different teams are on by looking at the helmets. And when you're not used to playing with those guys that's on your right and your left, you don't get used to the timing of everything, how they take their steps, all those kinds of things as we get a first down run. And so, as an O-line guy, what does that do for your team when you don't have that rhythm?
Well, I mean, when you don't have that rhythm and you're not used to working together, offensive line is one of those really weird things where it's the one unit on the field that everybody has to work in unison in order for things to be effective. The D-line, you can be an athlete and disrupt and all that kind of great stuff. But up front, if those guys don't gel, but you'll see three of those guys are from the same team right there. They're from Westside Macon. They have on the gold helmet with the spear on the side of it.
Yep.
And that's going to be helpful. We've already seen a couple of runs that were decent. They got some push up front, and that's going to be big. The tale of the day yesterday was defensive line play.
Yeah, for sure, and it's going to be a 3rd and short for them here. Handoff is going to go to number 7, and he's going to be tackled down. I think he was short there. I don't think he got that. That was Jesse Bell from Westside Macon on the run. Westside having a really strong year this year. Made it to the first round of the playoffs, and they've got quite a few players on this team. So a lot of seasoned playoff players here. As you can see there, number 5, Eric Cowling Jr. making the tackle for Team Empowerment out of Northside Columbus. They also were a playoff team, made it to the first round as well. It's short by just a little bit. It's going to be 4th and 2 on no gain on the play, and they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it. Quarterback number 16, Marquise Latner out of Rutland High School. A little bit of a hard count there. Looked like they were trying to get him to jump, and actually ended up jumping themselves, so it'll back it up 5, and I think we'll probably see the punt unit here as they were just going to try to get the free first down there, but couldn't quite get it right.
I worry about going on 2 or going hard count with my own kids, and they're used to each other, much less, a group of guys that aren't familiar with the quarterback's cadence, that are, I'm always like, I'm like, please don't jump. Please don't jump.
Yep.
Just hold your water.
Well, and the thing that I always laugh about is, especially on a freeze play like that, like there, in that situation, they had no play called. They were going to call a timeout. They were going to punt it if they didn't get them to jump. We got a whistle here. But, I always think it's interesting, where are you going if you jump on a freeze play? Where were you going? You didn't have a play. What were you doing?
When I came up, we had either no play, which means don't move.
Yep.
or we had freeze play, and you were going to get set, go, 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 ready, go. And there was a play that had been called, and each week there might be a different freeze. You know, it's usually something that was bread and butter.
But I have to involve myself in this conversation. Okay. Because no play just meant da-da-da-da-da-da. But that freeze play was a reset.
Right. The ready call was what you're – anytime you heard anybody on our team say ready, something's up.
Yeah, it changed it up a little bit. Then our quarterback one time, because me and Adam played on the same football team, decided to do a no play but give us a ready signal for a freeze play. So I'm like, did I miss something? I shot that ball back so far underneath that quarterback's leg, and the coach said, what did you CW was like, hey, why did you snap the ball? He told me free play in huddle, so I snapped it, knowing that I was so wrong on that. But yeah.
Yeah, but he shouldn't say ready.
No, it freaked me out.
You can't say ready.
My brain, I was like, wow, why did
that puts us in a different mode.
I know, it did. I'm not real smart. I know that. So, nice, beautiful day here. Happy December 30th, 2022. Coming on the edge of 23, just hanging around the corner. Gentlemen, take it back away.
Yep, and the first carry for Team Empowered is going to be by number 5, Dimitri Flowers out of Brookstone High School. They made it to the second round of the playoffs. Quarterback is number 0, Jalen Brown from LaGrange, who made it to the first round. And something you may have noticed while we were talking there was after Bibb County punted, they none of the teams moved. It was just the snapper, the punter, and the punt returner who moved on that one. And as we saw all day yesterday here in the Senior Bowls, there are dead special teams across the board except for kickoffs. So punts, field goals, extra points, all of that is going to be dead special teams. That means you're just kicking it, you're just fielding it, and that's it. There's no advancement, there's no rush, nothing like that. And I think that's a good call in an all-star game because it's so hard to get those things right in terms of special teams with as little time as you have to practice. You want to put a lot of emphasis on your offense and your defense, and so you're not going to get a ton of time to work with the special groups. But also, it's really hard to be able to find specialists to come out for these all-star games as well. You never know really what you're going to be able to get there. But as the game progresses, we'll take a look back at some of the action from yesterday because special teams definitely did play a factor. Handoff now here to number 0 for Noonan, Jamarian Magruder, and he took a shot there, unable to get around the edge as the Bibb County defense just swarmed and set the edge, stretched it, and there was nowhere to run, tried to reverse field, but had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Ethan Ellington came up and, popped him. And I can – those guys from Howard can fly around. They're athletic.
Yep. So trips formation now here for Team Empowerment on third down. Fired across the middle, but incomplete. I take it back, second down. It was a first down run there on their first play of the series. That one was intended for number 11, Aiden Smith out of Lithia Springs. Lithia with a good year this year, made it to the first round of the playoffs. We saw a kid from Lithia play yesterday, quarterback JQ Hart, who is an absolute dynamite football player. Toss going left, run down by the Bibb County defense, trying to make something happen, but no doing. That's number 2, Trey Bowles out of East Coweta on the run, but a host of Bibb County defenders there to make the stop.
That was a fantastic job right there, setting the edge and making them string it out and just playing that inside out.
I believe Carrollton Jackson, number 30, defensive end for Northeast, was in there. Bibb County All-Stars led, of course, by the head coach, Jeremy Wiggins, who is the Northeast head coach of the Northeast Raiders out of 2A. They went 8-4 this year, made it to the second round of the playoffs. They lost to Appling County, who were eventual Final Four team. So, you know, not a bad team to lose to if you're going to lose. Then Team Empowerment is led by Woodward Academy's head coach, Damon Dawson. Woodward went 11-2. They made it to the Elite 8, and just like Northeast I was mentioning, they lost to Langston Hughes in the Elite Eight, and they were the eventual state champions. So, you know, if you're going to lose to anybody, it's going to be one of those top teams, and that's what both of these programs did. And they had great seasons. Congratulations to both of those head coaches and their teams on a great season. And as you see there,
You know, just talking about Bibb and keys to the game, you know, they're going to have to get movement up front with the O-line. And in any all-star game, I'm going to watch that center quarterback exchange because it can be so precarious. And they've got to get push in the middle because I don't think you're getting outside on either team right here because the defensive speed is ridiculous.
yes. Yeah, I would agree with that. And we saw that all day yesterday as well. It's really difficult to run outside against a defense that's made up of all-stars because it's just you just got athletes all over the field. Now taking a deep shot here, incomplete. Good coverage there. Trying to get that one to number 2, Levante Miley out of Westside Macon. In coverage was number 4, Julian Hall out of Fayette County. Fayette County with a tough year this year.
It's a horrible region to be in.
But it was because they were in such a tough region. They were they made the playoffs the last 2 years, and then they got moved into the region with Troup County, Trinity Christian, Stars Mill, Whitewater, LaGrange, and
Murderers Row.
Riverdale was a region champion last year, and they didn't even make the playoffs in that region. So just for my money, it was the best region in Georgia high school football. Oh, wow, what a play. That is not something you normally would see in an all-star game. There's a lot of moving pieces there. We talked to a couple of coaches yesterday during the games, and we talked to them about their game plans, about what you want to do offensively, defensively, and pretty much across the board they said, you know, you want to keep it relatively simple, kind of keep it basic because you've got a lot of players that haven't played together. You've got a lot of players who might not be playing in the same schemes as well, and so you've got a limited amount of practices to teach. And that one was a bit complex. It was a lot of moving parts, kind of an RPO almost. He had an option there, just wild play there, and they ended up getting a few yards off of it. Here's a play action. Oh, batted in the air. And up in the air like that is always dangerous, but that one falls to the turf. Incomplete. Trying to get it back out there to number 2, Levante Miley once again, but unable to on the hitches.
Yeah, look like number 23, D.H. King. I'm sorry, Brown from Upson got a hand on it. That's, in my book, that's as good as a sack.
And you talked about a D-line play, and we're seeing it right away here today. 4th down, 4th and 7, as you can see. So we will get a punt once again from Bibb County. And something else that we heard from some of those coaches was that typically what we're expecting is it's going to be, oh my goodness, what a punt. And they're going to spot it where it is fielded at. So he let that one roll all the way inside the 20 down to the 18. And what's the number, Coach?
17.4 yards.
Yeah, in a regular game, and it's just as true in this all-star game that if you let a punt roll, it's on average going to give you 17.4 negative yards. You got to field it. But the keys of the game for team empowerment, like we were talking about before, I think that you're really looking at the same keys of the game for both teams when you come into an all-star game. It's all about who meshes first, who gets into that rhythm. And like I was saying, we talked to some of those coaches yesterday, and they said that you expect offensively to kind of find your rhythm, find your groove late second quarter into the third quarters when you start to feel it. And that was what we saw in all 3 games yesterday for the most part. And so we're seeing that again today, that these offenses are a little bit slow to start. The defenses have a bit of an advantage. But I think once they get rolling, I think the team empowered, like I said, they've got a lot of players with a lot of playoff experience here all over this roster. And once they get rolling, they have an opportunity to really take control of this one here.
A nice tunnel screen right there.
It'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 25-yard line. Shotgun snap, looking left, now steps up, now he's going to take off, and nowhere really to run for it. He gets what he can, and it's going to be a 1st down, it looks like, as he picks up a couple of yards. That again was Jalen Brown from LaGrange High School.
Justin Walker there on the play from his defensive end spot.
LaGrange with a huge upset victory at the end of the season this year against Troup County, who had been undefeated. That was their only loss in the regular season, was to LaGrange, and it was what put LaGrange into the playoffs. And then for your trouble, hey, congratulations, now you get to play Burke County. So, bit of a tough draw there in the first round for LaGrange. But Jalen Brown showing exactly why they were a playoff team. Handoff, short gain. Again, swarming defense from Bibb County.
Looked like Ronald Christian was there first for Bibb. At least he's on the bottom of the pile, so I'm assuming.
Shotgun set. Now, something interesting about these all-star games as we take a look at the second down play. He's going to throw left, deep shot into double coverage, and well covered there. Number 23, Zachary Gertman out of Central. Well covered on number 1, Andre Carter from Noonan. And couldn't quite get it out to him there, trying to force that into double coverage, but couldn't get it. But there are some specific rules for these teams. For example, on defense, we talked to coaches yesterday. They told us that defensively they must stay in a 4-man front, so it limits the things that you can do defensively. Toss sweep going to the right, room to run, and he's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 35. That is Trey Bowles out of East Coweta once again on the run. They are only allowed to blitz in certain downs. There's only so many things that they can do in terms of coverages and things of that nature. And I think the reason for that is you keep the defense simple for you want to keep things simple for the players defensively on the field, keep things kind of vanilla there so that they can just kind of play fast and read and react and don't have to think too much. But also it gives the offense a little bit of an opportunity because, you know, scheme-wise, there's only so many things you can do when you've got only 3 days to prepare. Nice little quarterback run there from Brown.
Yeah, that was well executed.
Just simple quarterback power there. Follow the big boys up front and get a few yards. And wholesale changes up front for Bibb County, and it's a first down for team empowerment. It's going to be team empowered. But what I think is interesting about the defensive limitations is for an offense, you know what they're going to be doing. You know they can only do so many things, so it gives you an opportunity to scheme. Oh, my goodness, he got away. And that's going to be grounding for sure.
Yeah, I would think so. He threw it at the foot of an offensive lineman. There it is.
Yeah, there's the laundry.
I mean, great job.
Incredible escape.
Evading the rush, but.
Once again, that's Jalen Brown out of LaGrange High School. So just trying to do a little bit too much there. An incredible escape there, but not able to evade the second man. And so he just tried to get rid of that one and ended up costing them there on the penalty. But the trouble, and we saw this yesterday with DeKalb and Atlanta Public Schools. DeKalb really had a hard time getting anything going. And so you can scheme as much as you want to against what should be a simple defense, but if you're unable to execute against it, then it just plays right into the defense's hands where, because they've kept things so simple, they're able to just play fast and
as you
use
see
their
right
athleticism.
There.
Yep.
You know, it's like I think I equate all-star games to like early season football, where the defense is so far ahead of the offense, you know, just because, you know, I've always thought on defense you need 11 runners and hitters. And that's, you know, if you do that, you can figure the rest out.
Yep. That was Carlton Jackson there, number 30 on the play. Shed the block and then making the play. Brown takes off, keeping his eyes downfield. Hit as he throws. That one's up in the air. Great play there by the receiver. Looks like that was number 1. Not sure which number 1 that was. It was either Andre Carter or Jamal Chandler Fuller. But what a great play there made, because that was a surefire interception. It was going to set Bibb up with great field position. But an excellent play there to just make sure that they got it swatted down. On to punt is number 15, Mac Miko. Mac Miko out of Heritage High School. Nice punt there. Flips the field a little bit. Something offenses have restrictions on is they're not allowed to run unbalanced formations. Got to keep everything relatively the same.
Yeah, no 4 solids. It's one of my favorites.
You know something, as a defensive coach, it's one of my favorites as well, because there's only so many things you can do out of it, and it pretty much tells us what you're going to do. And then at that point, it becomes man on man, who's going to beat who.
We always run the counter out of it.
And I like the counter. I like defending the counter out of it, because my biggest thing was I coached outside linebackers, and that's the outside linebacker's job. Just be disciplined on the outside from the cutback. And for the most part, a lot of the ones that I had were pretty disciplined.
Either that or we'll run speed option at you on the backside, and that's
now that is
that gets a little hairy.
Oof.
Because then now where do you put your numbers? Hence the counter.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Well, that speed option is always tough, because it's always, then you have to go personnel. Who do you want the ball in the hands of?
Right.
So we would always scheme that you send your first man, which usually would be our outside linebacker in that situation. You send him to whoever you want not having the ball. So
right.
if that pitch man is the one that's
dangerous one,
the weapon, you know what? Send him right at the pitch and take that away, and we'll take our chances with the QB. But sometimes teams will have a QB who that's their guy. I know out of Troup County it was Teo Todd this year. You're going after him every single time. We do not want the ball in his hands.
I know we used to always roll to the, like if you were going motion, we'd roll to it and try to knock the pitch man's head off.
Yep. And there's the buzzer, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
That was fast.
0-0 score. It was a very quick quarter there. Not a ton of passing, so lots of running. Clock continued to run, and we're going to start the second quarter with a third down play. But, of course, during the break, we want to thank the support of the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia. Again, the MCA of GA is an organization that's working to increase the knowledge and development of students and minorities involved in athletics. The MCA of GA is dedicated to providing a positive atmosphere where issues can be debated and resolved in a timely and respectful manner. The organization holds conferences, camps, and coaching academies in order to not only develop coaches, but also develop players by building character, leadership qualities, time management skills, and professionalism through athletics. The MCA of GA working to increase opportunities for ethnic minorities among the ranks of coaches in Georgia. And, of course, the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia is the primary organization that is putting on this event. As we told you at the top, it's the 6th annual Georgia Senior Bowl Classic, and it's presented by the MCA of GA. And something that I thought was really interesting, a great point brought up yesterday by one of the coaches we spoke with, was years ago, we used to have basically the Georgia-Florida game, and that was about it in terms of senior representation, in terms of exhibitions and all-star games and all that. And now we have, as you've seen, we had 3 games yesterday. We have this game today. And it's an opportunity for a lot of kids, as we have a nice play on first down there. Number 3, Savion Ellington out of Howard makes the catch and the first down. But it's an opportunity now for a lot more kids to not only get one more game of football, because for a lot of these kids, we'll be honest, this is the last game of football they'll ever play. Real football, for lack of a better term. But then it's also an opportunity for some of those who thought they might not have gone on to the next level. They're going to have an opportunity to get seen when they might not have. So it's an excellent chance for a lot of these kids. And it's a great opportunity for all of us watching as well to just get a little bit more high school football.
Got away with a hold right there on the left side of the offensive left. Tackle did a good job keeping his feet moving, though.
Quarterback on that one was number 17, Nate Curry from Northeast.
But, you know, right here, you know, we talked about it earlier. How does the D-line and the O-line match up? That usually determines how the game will go.
Absolutely.
Because, like we said, you're not going to get outside of anybody. Mm-hmm. You might get a shot downfield, but, you know, you got to have time to take a shot downfield a lot of times.
And that's something that we saw a lot in the earlier games yesterday was the pressure from the D-lines on all squads was just not – oh, intercepted. Huge interception there, number 7. Caleb Reed from Noonan High School, the linebacker on the pick. And that is going to set up a team empowered with our first possession today on the opposite side of the field.
Huge play right there. And now you're asking yourself, you know, can we get something going offensively? You know, we saw all these games that we've done this week have been pretty evenly matched. It's simply been a matter of can you capitalize on your opportunities.
Yep. And like you said, that was the story of the day for the second game we did yesterday, Henry County and Clayton County. Both teams with a lot of opportunities and great defense played there on the screen attempt, trying to get that one to number 1, Jamal Chandler. Excuse me, no, that was Andre Carter from Noonan High School. But, you know, both teams just unable to execute and capitalize and finish drives when they got into the red zone. And the difference maker ended up being the kicker, which was something we talked about at the start. You know, special teams is often so overlooked in a game like this, but Henry County brought a kid, Lexington Matthews from Union Grove, who was an absolute weapon for him. He was putting it in the end zone on kickoffs. Screen action here. Oof, and not a lot of room to run there as they collapsed on him very quickly. Nice little gain there, though, about 4 yards picked up, so get back a little bit of the negative yards from the first down play. But then Matthews was able to get 2 field goals, and that ended up being the difference. It was a 6-0 victory for Henry County off of the leg of Matthews, because when Henry County was unable to finish in the red zone, they were able to kick field goals. Clayton County wasn't able to do that, and then when they weren't able to finish, they came away with no points. And so it's an overlooked part of it, but if you've got a kicker like that, then it's an absolute weapon in a game like this. Trips formation to the top, taking a shot down the solo side, overshoots it though.
Yeah, they heated him up right there. Gonna bring up 4th down, so.
Bibb with an opportunity to get off the field after the sudden change.
But here's a chance for Team Empowered to flip the field again after that booming punt from Bibb. But I tell you what, if I was a receiver, I wouldn't run back inside because them cats in there are going to lower the boom on you. No, number 27, that's Jalen Harp, destroyed that receiver that came inside.
Yep.
You know, all the big people are back inside. Run away. Really nice angled punt there.
Caught it about the 5, maybe 6.
But
I mean, I know you're risking it getting even closer, but I don't know if I might let that one go because.
Yeah. Well, but you know, we say over. You know, every punt returner I've ever had, I'm like, my one thing is I was like, catch the ball.
Yeah.
You know, because all I could think about is the ball rolling. I'm like, catch the ball, man.
Yeah, but in a situation like that with
we probably would have put our heels.
Coverage,
we probably would have put our heels on the 10 and.
Yep.
But he may have adjusted. He may have been told to do that and then adjusted because he saw an angle. because that was a great.
It was a
that was
really
a great
good punt.
punt.
That was number 15 again, Mac Miko out of Heritage, who's done a great job of punting so far. And as you can see the stats there, not a whole lot of offense on either side. A strong defensive showing for both teams, as we expected here early, as these teams find their rhythm. Nice run here, though, on first down for Bibb County. That's number 25, Ja'Cory Brown from Rutland High School on the run. And I'll tell you one thing, Rutland always seems to be able to find really strong running backs. They are never at a loss for a good runner. I remember we played them several years ago, and they had a kid who he only rushed for 3,000 yards that season.
Jeez. Number 48, Caleb Hamilton on the tackle there for Team Empower. Try to give the big guys credit when I can.
Of course. Handoff once again, running up the middle, trying to get a little bit of push. And this one's going to go for a short gain, maybe 2.
That look like Caleb Reed there. Caleb Reed's already got an interception this game. Number 7 for Team Empowered.
Or might have been Juice Bolden from Heritage, running back. We've got a lot of double numbers on Team Empowered, so most of them are split offense, one defense. So trying to get these names as right as we possibly can. It's tough when you don't know the kids on a personal level, but we will get it as the game goes along. And so it'll bring up a third down now. Handoff going left on the stretch, and Coach, like you said, it's so hard to run left-right against these all-star defenses, because it's an important thing to remember is these are all-stars. These are the best of the best in the areas, and they're all really good football players. They've all got a lot of speed. They're all really athletic. They're strong. They're powerful. And so on both sides, that's why we see such an even matchup, and it's why you see such a struggle to move the ball because they're so good. Rolling right here, flood action, catch made, and that's a nice little play there for Bibb. Nico Sandifer from Rutland on the catch.
That was Caleb Reed on tackle again. That play before where they tried to get outside. It was like a stretch look. That was number 52, Jacob Miles, on the play. But the play was made by the defensive end who set the edge and forced it back. It just like I said, just great D-line play.
And we've seen it over the course of the last 2 days. These defensive lines are really strong. What a play there from number 13, David Hayden out of Noonan High School on the blitz, came off the edge and ran that one down. There was nowhere for Brown to go. Ja'Cory Brown, the running back on that one.
Yeah, it seems like if you get the third down, the defense is allowed to blitz, so that's going to, you're kind of in a if you had the time to put in a screen this week, haven't had a little bit of experience with all-star games, first play I'm putting in, it's a screen.
Yeah, that's something that we haven't seen a whole lot of. We've seen screens to the edges, tunnel screens, wide receiver screens and such, but I don't know that I don't think I've seen even a single
good old-fashioned J. Curl screen.
Yeah.
Just give it to him, let him run.
I don't think that I've seen even one. So maybe that might be part of the restrictions.
I know a lot of people like don't want to run a middle screen because there's so many people right there.
Yeah.
The potential for things going bad are definitely there. So right now, kind of a defensive battle.
Yep.
Playing some field position. Both teams able to have pretty good punts.
Bibb with a stall on the drive there, having to punt it away. So Team Empowered is going to come back out. On the field now, quarterback number 15, Josiah Jarrett out of Dutchtown High School. Dutchtown made it to the first Final Four in school history this year, defeated by eventual state champions Ware County. Jarrett rolling to his left, flag down. That one thrown away as he was hit.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold, I do believe.
That's always a danger when you've got a quarterback as athletic as Jarrett, when you can move around and get out of the pocket and escape like that. Whenever you escape, it always kind of puts your offensive lineman in a bind, because you could be doing a great job of blocking, staying in front of a guy, but if you escape to that side and he tries to pull away, all of a sudden now
I
you don't know.
Now I have to hold you.
Yep, you don't know where your quarterback is because you can't see him rolling that way because he's behind you, and your instinct is to just, well, I'm just going to keep going with this guy. So,
because every quarterback I've ever known would tell you, "Hey man, hold him. Don't let him hit me."
So after the penalty, it'll be first and about 20, back at the 30. Deep shot, and that one's overshot.
He didn't really get an opportunity for that one. Kind of went out of bounds. Looks like there's a flag again.
Maybe not. So second down and quite a ways. Jarrett steps up, flings it out to the flat. Had a blocker out in front and a nice little play there. Number 2. That's Trey Bowles, again out of East Coweta. Gets some of the penalty yardage back there on the second down play, but it's still going to be third and quite a ways.
A good job right there by the corner, not getting pinned down. You know, fought inside, then had to fight back outside, and prevented a huge gain.
Yep, third and about 16, 15 or so. Play action
there
RPO.
It goes.
First down, and what a play.
No,
what a
he's short.
pull and a throw.
He's short by about 5.
Oh, that's right, because
We're at double sticks.
Yep, double sticks. Yep.
Nice play right there by number 11.
But I wonder if at this point of the field, they might be thinking about going for it here on fourth down.
I mean, the way the game's gone, you've built a little momentum. You know, why not?
We're just across midfield, and it looks like they are. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field here.
Well, that and your defense is playing lights out.
Yep. It'll be 4th and 5, but we're going to get our first time out here, and it'll be team empowerment that calls the timeout. And so while we have this moment, we're going to thank our sponsors. FRE Sports is a sports information company that provides consulting, education, and officiating services for coaches, players, and athletic departments so they can reach their full potential. Amon Tinker and the FRE Sports team will host recruiting fairs and showcases in order to get your high school athletes to the next level. We're also sponsored by Baker Sports. It's a custom sports apparel company that can fulfill any of your sporting goods needs, from outfitting your team, your league, or even just a new pair of shoes. Baker Sports has the skills, knowledge, and caring customer service to fulfill all your team sports needs. We partner with brands such as Adidas, Under Armour, and Sport Tech to keep your team looking good on the field, all for an honest and reasonable price. Coach, something that I wanted to touch on from yesterday that we had in the first game, I'm not sure if you caught it, if you got there in time to see, but during the South Fulton and Douglas County All-Stars game, the first game of the day yesterday, they actually had a band, and we were kind of speculating, we're not super sure, but my assumption was it was a band comprised of students from both areas. It was just a massive band, and they're able to get the encroachment here, so it's going to give them the first down on the penalty. So hard count results in a first down, and they're going to keep the chains moving here. But it's not something that you often see in an all-star game as a marching band. And I thought it was really great to see, and I thought it was really it was really good to add to the atmosphere of the event. The band itself sounded great, which is not something that is always going to happen when you have a situation like that, where we talk about these teams have, 3 days, 4 days to practice. The band probably didn't practice at all. They might have had a day, if that. Probably just showed up to the event and did a little bit of warm-up and then went. And Scott trying to escape here, but unable to, and so they're basically right back, all the way back where they started from, where they started this drive.
Justin Walker, number 21 on the sack there.
And but I want to give a big shout out to everybody that was involved yesterday with the band for that Douglas County South Fulton All-Stars game, the first game we did, because band sounded great. It offered a great performance at halftime for the crowd. It really added to the atmosphere of the day, and it was just a great thing to see. Again, another opportunity for some of those kids to get out there and play, because a lot of them aren't going to go on and play in college. So give them one more shot at playing with all their friends and playing in the marching band, and overshot that one. Had a step on the corner there, but unable to get it to him as it's overshot. And that's another thing that those deep routes, so much of that is about timing and about understanding the speed of your receiver. And when you got guys that don't play together regularly, it's tough to find that timing.
Well, it's just, and you're a lot of times you're throwing to a spot, and you're
trusting that your guy's going to be there.
Right. And they got pressure right there on the inside. The the guard did a good job staying on. Uh-oh.
Brown unable to escape that time. And you see right there again, Carlton Jackson. There were a host of Bibb County defenders in there, but Carlton Jackson once again in on the play. And Coach, I tell you what, that's a dynamite football player right there. Carlton Jackson from Northeast.
That was a big play because, again, Team Empower has built some momentum, and all that just came to a screeching halt.
Yep. And now they're pushed all the way back, way past where they even started the drive at, and they're going to have to punt once again.
And you're looking, how far can Mac Miko kick it? That's what you're looking at right now.
Ooh, this one's going to go out of bounds. It'll depend on where they spot it, but it looked like it was out of bounds pretty early in the trajectory.
I know he was looking to angle that one, but
angled it just a little bit too much. As you can see, just under 2 minutes to play here. 0-0 score. Bibb County All-Stars versus Team Empowered All-Stars here at the 6th Annual Georgia Senior Bowl Classic, presented by the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia. For Adam Collins, Bo McMichael, and the entire Score 58 Network team, I'm Alex Schaefer. Thank you for joining us here today. I want to, of course, wish everybody happy holidays and a happy early new year, wherever you're joining us at the Score 58 Network, on YouTube, Twitter, Vimeo, Facebook, LinkedIn, Tout, Vine, Yahoo, Google, all of the above. And of course, you can find the game on the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia website by searching for the Senior Bowl on there.
That's the second time out for Team Empowered.
And so while they take a timeout, we will also take a timeout to mention some of our sponsors. Schutt Sports is an American sports equipment company that specializes in the manufacturing of protective sports gear for football, baseball, softball, and lacrosse. They create helmets, shoulder pads, jerseys, and pants. Schutt Sports, designed and built for the athlete. We're also sponsored by Rydell. It's an American sports equipment company that specializes in making equipment specifically for football. They manufacture helmets, shoulder pads, face masks, jerseys, and additional apparel crafted and designed for football players. They give back to the football community while advancing the sport through game-changing innovations in helmet technology and protective equipment that enhances your on-field performance. Rydell, believe in football. And, of course, we don't want you to forget
Stick with us after the conclusion of this game. We've got a lot of football left to be played here in this one, but after this, we are going to have our Rising Seniors showcase. That's going to be taking place at 2:30, kickoff at 2:30. What a play. Did he catch that? He had the ball in his hands, but they signaled incomplete.
Maybe it bounced up to him?
Maybe so. But a great play there defensively from Team Empowered. But again,
I thought he went up and got that one.
I thought so too. But either way, it'll be incomplete is the ruling. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now from the 30-yard line. That's where they spotted the ball out of bounds off of the punt from Miko. Quarterback power, right up the gut. Got some room to run. And a nice little run there from quarterback Marquise Latner out of Rutland.
A little quarterback ISO look. Looked like it had some legs to it, but, you know, again, the defense closes so fast.
Trying to go that way again. Ends up getting to the outside, has room to run, and he's going to get taken down with a hard shot.
Oh, man.
Down across the 50, and so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time all day that Bibb County has been into Team Empowered territory.
That's easily the best offensive play of the day.
Yeah. Well, and and something as a defensive coach that drives me crazy is it's the best offensive play of the day, and it was a bit of a broken play.
Yeah,
because that was not how it was designed.
It looked like Gian Traverso out of Harris County came over and just tattooed him.
Looked like they were trying to go with that quarterback ISO once again, but nothing doing up the middle. Just out of reach. Had a man, but couldn't quite lead him enough on that one. That was intended for number 2, Levante Miley out of Westside Macon. But unfortunately, Latner unable to get it to him on the money.
So had a man open right there, sitting in a hole. He found a dead spot and kind of sat down and just couldn't quite get it there.
But it's going to be 2nd down off of the incompletion.
All defensive coaches would say that's good defense. If they don't catch it, it's good D.
My favorite is the one where the cornerbacks do the no catch signal.
Right.
And they did nothing. They were 10 yards away, and it was a dropped pass. Down the middle, taking the shot. Oh, out of the hands. Great defense played there.
Could not complete the catch right there.
That was number 34, Gian Traverso. Once again out of Harris County.
He's having a good game.
Yeah, he is. He's laying some wood today. And number 7, Jesse Bell, unable to complete the catch. They had him, and he had it too, but as he was going to the ground, Traverso just came over and put a pop on him and knocked it loose.
Yeah, he's roaming around out there looking for somebody to knock their head off.
Taking another shot. Oh. And that one is intercepted by guess who? There he is once again, Gian Traverso out of Harris County.
Okay, early running. Early running player of the game.
Yes, indeed.
Because he is just all over the place right now.
Wearing a number that's pretty well known to people across this state, number 34.
This one and the one next to it. There's a pretty good 34 come out of there as well.
Yeah, well. We don't talk about that school. So after the interception,
The school that will not be named.
it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Brown is going to step up. He's going to take off. He's got a blocker out in front. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to run out of bounds, bowling over one of the defenders. And you can hear that team-empowered sideline. They've got a lot of energy right now. And time is ticking down here at the end of the second quarter, but team-empowered.
Fast half.
It is, but team-empowered right now, you feel like they're starting to really feel it, and halftime could not come soon enough for Bibb right now.
I tell you what, the quarterback scramble is probably the scariest play in these games. Just because, I mean, you know, we watched on 4th and 20 last night, a kid scrambled 30 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know, it's terrifying.
Brown taking a shot to the sideline, and that one's going to be intercepted. So tit for tat here for Bibb County, and they're going the other direction. Waiting to see, get a number here if that young man will turn for me. Oh, no, can't see.
I want to say that I think that was number 13.
I think so, Gavin Williams.
You know, it's so funny. He got run over the play before, and then he picked one, you know, justice. Redemption.
And so once again, time ticking down here. Bibb now with an opportunity to get some points here on the board late in the second quarter.
Yeah, you're going to have to go all the way to the end zone with this one, though. And I don't know that anybody's got the cannon for that from what we've seen so far. I might be looking hook and ladder to this outside out here.
Latner rolling right, throws across the middle. Incomplete. In coverage was number 33, Gavin Eidelman out of Lakenheath.
Hey, make sure you stay with us here at halftime. We're going to go over all of the fun excitements of the past day, meaning yesterday, December 29th. Going to show a little highlights of all 3 games. Going to be a little excitement. Then talk a little bit about what we're going to get into at the 2:30 time period. That's not the time to go to the dentist, but 2:30 it is. And we got the Rising Senior. Appreciate that, Adam. I appreciate the chuckles, man. Hashtag dad jokes, and I'm okay with that, man. What did the fish say when he hit the wall? How are you doing today, Alex? You doing okay?
Doing all right.
All right, buddy. All right, man. Just trying to keep it. I mean, it's a 0-0 ball game. We just trying to stay loosey-goosey in the world that we live in, man. Hey, if 2 vegans get in a fight, is it called a beef or not? That's the question I have to ask. Oh, I heard the whistle. Throwing it deep.
Oh, my. And there he is again.
You knew he was coming. You knew he was back there waiting on it. He was just waiting on it.
Who was that?
That was Trevezo once again.
I think y'all like him. Is he from Rutland?
He's from Harris County.
Harris County. My bad, man. My bad. That's team. He came up and met him. We'll throw his name up there, Miss Jennifer.
Number 34, Gian Treverzo with just a shot. And that's going to be how the half ends. 0-0 tie, Bibb County and Team Empowered. And this is a good game, Coach. It's really, really well matched. They're evenly matched on both sides. Defenses have definitely shown up to play here today.
I love when you try to sell it. That's good, man. It is defense. I've heard y'all talk about that defensive battle, which is important. But we got some game recaps. And the first game of the night or the afternoon yesterday was Douglas County versus South Fulton, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll get a little start of the game.
Some early action here. It looks like Douglas County may have.
Oh my goodness, and they have.
Be a cross or maybe a deep crosser. There's 15 on a deep crosser.
Oh my goodness, a hard shot.
Yes, it does.
And if you don't catch it,
it definitely makes a difference.
Double pass.
Here we go.
Intercepted. Douglas County going the other way. He's got a shot, and they're going to end up taking him down. Being around bands as much as I have, I was an old marching band guy. Nice throw here by Hill. Caught for the first down in white. South Fulton with a 4th and 9. Play action. got it up the middle. He's going to go in for the score, and we have our first points of the day. The head coach of this South Fulton All-Stars team, and man, the South Fulton All-Stars are looking good here so far. Just really the one mistake early on, the interception. Oh, going with a deep shot. Oh, my goodness, did he intercept that? Holy cow. Hart in the shotgun, play action, looking on the quick slant. Got one man to beat. He beats him at the 40, the 30, the 20. No one but his own man is going to catch him, and that is Monte Gooden in for the score. A quick strike. Wandering. Handoff is going to go. Oh, man. Made one miss. This is number 27, Zatavius Settles Robinson. Left. Play action. Throws it out there on the screen. Got a blocker in front, and in for the score goes Rico Danner. Handoff goes up the middle. He's got room. That's Merle. He makes a couple miss. He's out in the open field. 20, 15, 10, 5, and in for the score. No flags down.
Some chemistry there, especially, we
oh, my goodness. A sack fumble, and that's going to be Douglas County ball. For Douglas County, Matthew Tadezi. A little bit of a pooch kick. Oh, my goodness.
Look like some early action here. Looks like Douglas County may have.
Oh, my goodness, and they have.
Be a cross or maybe a deep crosser. There's 15 on a deep crosser.
Oh, my goodness. A hard shot.
Yes, it does.
And if you don't catch it,
it definitely makes a difference.
Double pass.
Here we go.
Intercepted. Douglas County going the other way. He's got a shot, and they're going to end up taking him down. Being around bands as much as I have, I was an old marching band guy. Nice throw here by Hill. Caught for the first down in white. South Fulton with a 4th and 9. Play action. Got it up the middle. He's going to go in for the score, and we have our first points of the day. The head coach of this South Fulton All-Stars team, and man, the South Fulton All-Stars are looking good here so far. Just really the one mistake early on, the interception. Oh, going with a deep shot. Oh, my goodness, did he intercept that? Holy cow. Hart in the shotgun, play action, looking on the quick slant. Got one man to beat. He beats him at the 40, the 30, the 20. No one but his own man is going to catch him, and that is Monte Gooden in for the score. A quick strike. Wandering. Handoff is going to go. Oh, man. Made one miss. This is number 27, Zatavius Settles Robinson. Left. Play action. Throws it out there on the screen. Got a blocker in front, and in for the score goes Rico Danner. Handoff goes up the middle. He's got room. That's Merle. He makes a couple miss. He's out in the open field. 20, 15, 10, 5, and in for the score. No flags down.
Some chemistry there, especially, we
oh, my goodness. A sack fumble, and that's going to be Douglas County ball. For Douglas County, Matthew Tadezi. A little bit of a pooch kick. Oh, my goodness.
Look like some early action here. Looks like Douglas County may have.
Back to the left. Quarterback taking a shot down the sideline.
And
has
we're
a
watching
man
a little Clayton
caught.
County versus Henry County
what
action.
A quick strike right away.
Highlights from yesterday's action,
no
2:30
more than
kickoff.
2 offensive linemen who play together on the same school. Oh, deep shot here.
Oh.
Caught. Holy cow. And Hampton players playing together here today for the Henry County
Stay
squad.
with us for the second half of action.
Makes one
Bibb
miss, makes
County
another
and Team
miss, makes
Empowered
several
0-0 action.
And is eventually taken down. Oh, my goodness. Kick is up. And it's going to be good. Plate's 3rd down. Trips formation. Lightfoot rolling to his right. Pressured. Brought down. 1st down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Brown sits back. Pressured. And, oh, no.
Wow. Oh, no.
Intercepted going the other way. Hit as he threw. Well, and especially with the border war here. Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Untouched. But we'll get that number for you here in a moment. Snap, hold, kick is up.
Wow.
He makes that from 60 this year.
Fayette County had made the playoffs the year before, too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought,
across the stadium. I mean, excuse me, squat the stadium.
This has been the theme of the day.
Maybe that's
they
a rule.
said, don't do that. Fake the pop pass.
There it is.
Oh,
Did you see him go for
oh my goodness.
Hardaway looking right. Flushed out of the pocket.
Oh.
Looking in the end zone. Intercepted. Oh, my goodness. He was wide open. Snap under center.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, seeing the
Long throw to
last game of the
sideline.
night,
Caught.
5 o'clock
Makes one
kickoff.
miss. Makes another miss.
DeKalb
and then
versus
he's finally
APS,
gonna be
Atlanta
brought
Public
down
School.
by a host
Little
of DeKalb
highlights.
defenders.
slant
Before
up
we
to
get
the
ready
right
for the
Letting
second
back
half.
in under center. Toss sweep. And that one's going nowhere. And so now after this field condenses a little bit.
I understand what you're saying.
Didn't really matter, though, because he went backwards.
Man.
Said they have 7 guys who are already signed. Everybody else is basically
Beautiful run.
unsigned at this point.
Bubble. That
Oh,
ball
that's a
got
backward
tipped.
pass.
Touchdown.
That's scooped up. He's going to go. He's
Wow.
in for the score.
Ball's hammered. Got a chance.
See ya.
Bye. Wow.
No flags on the field. Number 9, DeAndre Buchanan from Carver High School goes the distance. That was incomplete.
They're just going to throw it right down the middle.
Oh, my goodness, intercepted. He's got some room. Oh, he slows up.
Oh, no!
Holy cow! In for the
Oh,
score.
my word.
They're going to take a shot.
Throw this thing down the field.
He's going to take off and run for it. He's going to get it. And he's going to get in.
My word.
No flags. Can he get to this side of the field? Because if he can,
Oh, my goodness.
got a shot. Got a shot. Man, I hate it when I tell you what's going to happen.
I don't know if twice is enough to then say, all right, here's time for the fake now. Oh, my
Wow.
goodness. Owens drops back, looking to the right side.
Slant.
Oh,
Middle of the
man.
field, wide
He
open.
rifled that in there.
Forever. Option.
It's going nowhere.
I mean, these guys
They're
are
so fast. So
That's
fast.
a loss of 7. And
Equipping them with the necessary tools academically, athletically, socially, and emotionally to thrive. Oh, my goodness. How did he get it?
All right, gentlemen. All right, gentlemen, bringing you both back in. Little highlights of yesterday's action. Adam, what did you think about that last game? Did you enjoy it? There's a lot of scoring involved.
I did. It was kind of crazy. There wasn't really offensive scores early on, but it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Lots of really good D.
To hear y'all's voices, I'm cringing as a producer, but that's just me because all y'all get the same special effects every time. Y'all were all like, it felt like we're watching skating, man. Synchronized yelling at that point. That's the only way I can put it, man. It was absolutely wonderful to listen to y'all. Because y'all were a part of the game, and that's the most important is that you get it wrapped around and you're like, hey, I'm in this game. I'm enjoying it. Alex, out of those 3 games, we did see your highlight that you spoke about of the interception and the fumble and the return for a touchdown. But once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in here live. We got Bibb County versus Team Empowerment. Halftime stats look like this. Gentlemen, talk about the first half. Tell me what you saw.
Well, go ahead.
Not a lot of offense is what we saw. It was tough for either one of these teams to move the ball. And Coach, you said it. Really, the best plays of the day were those quarterback scrambles, almost the broken plays, almost where they just kind of made something happen when they had the ball in their hands, and that was kind of the story of the day yesterday as well. The biggest plays there were some deep shots down the field and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of the biggest plays were the ones where the quarterback just made something happen.
Well, talk to me about both of these teams. They're going into halftime. I'm throwing up keys of the game. What are we looking at for Team Empowered and Team Bibb here? Adam, get the first chance to really talk about Team Bibb. Go ahead.
Well, I'm probably going to have some designed quarterback draws where I send everybody deep and then, just push everybody outside and let the quarterback run. Because one of the things is the defensive line is pushing upfield hard, but they're not maintaining rush lane integrity a lot of times. And so there's openings. If you can get the linebackers, if you can start dropping the ball in behind them occasionally and start making them have to drop more,
right?
I think that really opens up.
Okay. What about Team Empowered there? Go ahead, Alex.
Well, I think kind of what Adam was saying just on the opposite side is we've seen that the middle of the field has been open, and we've seen it all day yesterday as well, that I think with as hard as these linebackers are crashing against the run, if you can get a little bit of a play action and a pop pass to the middle of the field, if you get those linebackers to suck up, then the safeties are really far off, and that's a lot of room to run. You can really get some chunk yardage there. I don't know that you're going to go for a score on those, but you're going to get yourself some good yardage, and that's what both of these teams desperately need is some yards.
All right, gentlemen, getting ready for the third quarter of action. Take it away. Little Lakewood Stadium, 12 minutes on the clock, and here we go.
And the kickoff goes to Team Empowered. It's going to be fielded, carried out across the 30, down to about the 31, maybe 32. Tackle made there by number 20, Elijah Johnson out of Northeast.
He made it. He kind of squirmed out of the first tackle, and it looked like he might be able to break outside, but coverage was really good.
Yeah, and that's something that we saw a lot all day yesterday was kickoff coverage was pretty consistently strong. I mean, we saw on those highlights there were a couple of times where they took one back, but overall I thought that was really impressive was how disciplined a lot of the kickoff coverage was. You don't have a whole lot of time to prepare, so you just want to keep things relatively simple. Just keep things simple lanes, run down the lane, make your tackle, all that good stuff. But Team Empowered will start over with it 31-yard line, 1st and 10. It's going to be a read option, and they're going to take him down. And guess who? Only number – oh, no, I take that back. No, that was number 21. Thought that was Carlton again. That was Justin Walker, actually, defensive end out of West Side.
Justin Walker got 4 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss on the day.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a pretty good day.
Pretty good day. And after the loss, it'll bring up a 2nd down at 14. And Team Empowered for the first time, I believe, today, going with a tight end set. Quarterback keep. Tried to lower his shoulder, but didn't get much out of it. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to be taken out to the 30, and it'll be a 3rd down and 11. So long 3rd down now for the Team Empowered offense. And we'd once again like to thank the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia for putting on this event. It's the 6th annual Georgia Senior Bowl Classic. The MCA of GA working to increase opportunities for ethnic minorities among the ranks of coaches in Georgia. 3rd down, handoff going to the right, and it is going nowhere. Number 42, Ronald Christian in on that one. D lineman out of Howard High School.
Yeah, big tackle for loss there.
Mm-hmm. Nowhere for Trey Bowles to go.
Mac Miko back out on the field, trying to flip it. Solid kick.
Yep. Down around the 30-yard line is where it's fielded. Fielded by number 15, Jordan Green of Rutland. So nice job of flipping the field there from Miko. Once again, Miko out of Heritage High School. And it's going to be spotted at the 32, and that's where Bibb County will set up shop and take over.
Bibb was moving down the field there late in the first half and kind of stalled out.
Looks like a change of quarterback now. Tori Flowers, quarterback of Central High School, is in now at quarterback for Bibb County. Screen out to the left. Very well defended, though. Gain of maybe 1. The receiver on that one was number 14, Timothy Hallman.
And he's tackled by number 2, Sean Johnson.
If you're just joining us, you can see there up in the top right. That's the statistical breakdown of things here through the first half. 0-0 score, Bibb County and Team Empowered. Team Empowered comprised of a lot of players from all around the greater Atlanta area. Bibb County, obviously, players from the Bibb County area.
Oh
my
man.
goodness.
That was fixed to be a big boy rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Number 23, D.H. King Brown from Upson Lee got his mitts on that one, but couldn't quite secure the interception on the swing pass.
That's his second batted ball today.
That just shows good D-line coaching out there at Upson Lee. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 now after the short gain on first and the incompletion on second. Back motioned over to the right. Quarterback rolling that way.
I thought he was there kind of early.
You're not often going to hear me asking for a defensive flag, but I don't know if I'd have been upset about that one. That one was Sean Johnson in coverage from Noonan. And they're going to say no flag, so it'll be incomplete.
Interesting.
I don't know. It was uncatchable, so, you know, it's out of reach.
There's no uncatchable in high school.
I mean,
I hear what you're saying. It's a judgment call.
he still couldn't catch it. Got an awesome shot there from the sideline of Bibb County. All the sights and sounds of the game. This one punted away, number 42 for Bibb County doing the punting duties, Ronald Christian. And it's going to be fielded by Team Empowered at about the 40, so going to be good field position here to start things off for Team Empowered on this drive, their second series of the game. And actually they're going to put it at the 35, but still decent field position. And we'd like to thank you once again for joining us out there on the Score 58 Network, wherever you're watching us. Vimeo, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Tweetaface, whatever it is, you know. MCA of GA website as well.
Facebook, FaceTime. Just wherever you log on, you know.
Yep. Coming at you live from Lakewood Stadium in the shadow of the Atlanta skyline.
TikTok,
got a beautiful
knick-knack.
day. Toss sweep. Oh, no, on the ground.
Ball's loose.
Ooh. And very fortunate to get back on top of that one was number 2, Sean Bowles. Excuse me, Trey Bowles out of East Coweta.
Number 45 there, DeJuan McGee from Westside. There with a tackle for loss. Almost a recovery.
It's going to be a loss of 9 and back them all the way up to the 26-yard line.
So both defenses waiting on the offense to get going, I'm sure. Little RPO action.
Incomplete, though, as he skipped that one to him. And you know, you mentioned it, Bibb had done a good job of moving the ball a little bit there. Team Empowered has found some success as well, but they just keep stalling themselves out with mental mistakes. Just they're putting the ball on the ground. They'll have a bad snap, or they'll have interceptions, or like that right there, skip an easy throw, and you know, it keeps moving them backwards. Penalties as well, and it puts them in these holes that they're just unable to then climb out of, as well as they've played at times. And there's an incompletion there.
And that almost looked like a backwards pass. It might look like that'd be spotted where it was. And the thing is when you've got an offense that's blossoming slowly, you need to not get behind the sticks.
Yep.
You know, you can't get behind the chains. You get behind the chains, I mean, you can just, you know, you can plan on your punter getting quite the workout.
Yeah. So we'll see Miko here again. Nice snap.
He did rifle that thing back there.
Number 51, Sam Taylor out of Trinity Christian. Trinity Christian, a playoff team, made it to the first round this year after moving up. They moved up to 4A this year after being state champions a year ago.
At single A, that's quite the jump. But the multiplier, you know.
I'll never understand it. Anyway, 7.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Still no score. And you know what? Honestly, the difference, it's a lot like the Henry County-Clayton County game we saw earlier yesterday. The difference has been Miko. They have really been able to keep them behind things. Empowered has been able to have opportunities. They've had pretty good field position most of the day because Bibb has not been punting the ball. Now look at this formation.
Yep. So they're going left.
Looks like it. And
oh, what a play.
Guess who?
Traverso. I mean, he came flying up. It looked like they really had something there, and he is just.
That's a safety playing 12 yards deep, Coach, and he just made the play at the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1.
Well, I mean, there was no receiver threatening. Everybody's blocking. I mean, that's – now, if you ran that and staged a block and then released, you got something.
Yep.
Because he's rolling downhill in a hurry with ill intentions.
Yep. And you said it earlier. He's roaming back there looking to take somebody's head off. Same play here. Well played once again.
Good job right there by 52 miles.
I think that's awesome that these Team Empowered jerseys have their name. They're custom made. They're made for this game. And then I imagine that they're going to be able to keep those jerseys after this game.
Well, I would certainly think so.
I mean, you're not going to reuse them for somebody else, but
put a nameplate over the top of it, I guess.
Yeah, what a memento though for these seniors. And like we talked about, a lot of them, this is going to be their last real game of football. Hopefully, this is an opportunity that some of them who might not have been getting looks from college coaches are now going to start getting looks, but. That's so cool that now they're going to be able to take that home and have that forever as a reminder.
Big first down right there.
Catch made by Nico Sandifer out of Rutland.
Traverso and company there on the tackle.
I think that was actually Gavin Eidelman, number 33, out of Lakenheath that was over there.
I'm going to default to your eyes. So. Yeah, but there's a number of guys that need to look.
Oh, yeah. Well, and one of the coaches we spoke with yesterday made a great point about how the transfer portal has just completely changed. And here we go with that same quarterback power look. Number 29 on the run. That's Kadephius Iverson out of West Side. But the transfer portal has completely changed how high school recruiting works now, how it all goes. It's a lot of teams now are not really recruiting high school like they used to because they're relying on the transfer portal a lot of the time now. And so,
well, the transfer portal is the new JUCO.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
a way to reload with experienced players. And, you know, I understand, you know, coaching's a business in college anyway. I get it. But, you know,
Another power run here.
Man.
They got something going. That's number 24, James May Jr. from Southwest. Where are you going, James? Southwest will get you there.
look like number 22 on the play right there, Cale Cartwright. Oh, they get him for a hold.
That's a backbreaker for Bibb.
Yeah, that'll ruin your day.
So what would have been about a 20-yard gain is wiped
And
out.
the best
it makes
play
it
all
only
day.
it
The
makes
best
it only-
offensive play all
yep,
day.
And makes it only a 2-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
But, you know, 80% of all scholarships are given outside of Division I football. And, you know, everybody wants to go play Power 5 ball. But not everybody,
No.
it doesn't pan out for everybody.
Oh, and they did exactly what you just said, Coach. There was nothing there. Very disciplined on defense on the other side. Oh, my goodness, though. Look at this. Great play. Oh, they're going to get him for the horse collar. I don't know about that one. That was Frederick Tigner Jr. from Callaway. Callaway made it to the Elite 8.
Nice hustle. Yeah, they're getting it for the horse collar. It's going to tack 15 onto this, and it's going to be good news for Bibb. But back to what we were talking about.
Jesse Bell on the carry.
You know, there's Division II, NAIA, Division III. For those guys who are Division I caliber and have had a hiccup in their grades or test scores or, you know, some sort of issue there, you know, a lot of JUCOs can really assist.
Well, and there are we've seen it all day yesterday and then again today. There are some football players on the field at Lakewood Stadium that there are going to be some D2, D3 programs who are about to get some dynamite football players.
Well, I mean, you talk about D2 programs just here. Valdosta State, perennial power. West Georgia. Oh, good job pinning them down right there.
Traverso came down and brought the wood that time and ended up getting run over by number 29, Kadephius Iverson.
He's giving up a little weight there.
Yep.
But, you know, West Georgia, I guess it was probably 2, maybe 3 years ago, West Georgia put 5 guys in the league.
Yep.
You know, more than any other school in the state of Georgia that year.
Now, to be fair, Georgia, that was the year they returned all those seniors.
Oh,
That-
I'm not
they
taking
made
it.
the
I'm not taking it.
They made the decision.
There is no doubt
Georgia would have had a bunch.
in
yeah,
this
but
state, the University of Georgia is the gold standard. There's no doubt. I don't dispute that. But
we just that one always just made me laugh because we had a guy on staff who was a West Georgia alum, and that year he was all like, West Georgia had the most in the NFL from the state of Georgia. It's like, yeah, but Georgia had like a dozen juniors who didn't declare. So, I mean, for sure, congratulations to West, because still 5 players drafted from a D2 school is not common. So that's definitely something to be proud of for sure. But it happened to fall on that year when you know
Georgia has
had that
changed
season.
quite a bit too. Once upon a
Sure.
time, if you played defense at Georgia, big deal.
Yeah.
Now, if you play defense at Georgia, that's something to talk about.
I mean, they've become the new Alabama, really.
That's why the kid from Lamar, help me with his name.
Oh gosh, yeah, the linebacker.
Yes.
Yep.
Golly, what is that kid's name?
Where is he going?
He's going to Georgia. But he's a sure enough dog. You know, but maybe they see one of these kids, and you and I both know that a lot of recruiting is being in the right place at the right time and getting seen. And these games are an excellent way to get seen.
Absolutely. Nice play there by number 23.
Because
that is D.H. King Brown once again.
If you went to a small school, or if you went to a school who didn't do very well, this is a chance for people to watch you against top-notch talent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can hold your own here, you know, this is really going to, you know, up your stock.
Absolutely.
And I would imagine there's still a number of these kids that have already committed somewhere and wanted to play one more game.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked to Coach Goodrum, who was with the APS squad yesterday, and he talked about. He said, "Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go.
Quarterback scramble."
Torrey Flowers out of Central High School in for the score. Our first points of the day. And right on cue, Coach, a broken play, quarterback scramble. It's the most dangerous play in
Flag on the
football.
ground, though. I see offensive linemen trying to plead their case right there.
Mm-hmm. So penalty is on the defense. So the touchdown will stand. And as time winds down here at the end of the third quarter, we got our first points. And Bibb County is an extra point away from taking a 7-0 lead.
It looked like he signaled blindside block.
I think so.
I mean, I would have thought that defensively that would have been targeting if you.
Well,
but can you target somebody besides the runner? I mean, is that?
You could.
Okay, he didn't get the memo. Special teams aren't live, buddy.
Well, and to your point, you talked about, you know, a lot of these players. So like Rutland had a rough year this year. They went 5-5, kind of middle of the road, but probably not getting a whole lot of looks because of how their season panned out. But there's a lot of Rutland players out here. One of the primary quarterbacks for the Bibb County offense has been from Rutland, and a couple really good running backs as well. And
well, Central Macon didn't have a good year, and we just watched our quarterback scramble.
Exactly.
And get it done.
And so they're getting those opportunities again. And Coach Goodrum said yesterday they had on the APS team, they had maybe 6 or 7 kids who were already signed. But other than that, they were all unsigned kids. These are all seniors who.
And it was just like this game. I mean, defense just slapped full of dogs.
Mm-hmm. APS was really impressive yesterday. That one was never really close.
I would never kick the ball to that Carver kid, ever. Like, I'll kick it out of bounds every time it's dead.
Yeah.
Like, because the 35 is not a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he catches it, that might be all she wrote.
Yep. Talking about Buchanan from last night?
Yes.
Yeah, DeAndre Buchanan out of Carver High School, who we saw all year on Score 58, was a dynamite football player. And he's definitely one that, like we said, there's a school, if he's not already signed, there's a school that's going to find themselves a great football player in DeAndre Buchanan.
Well, I'm hoping some of the smaller places here will, you know, realize. And here's the thing, the way the transfer portal works now, I mean, if you go cut your teeth somewhere smaller and you show out, I mean, there's plenty of opportunity, you know. And we were talking about this the other day. I think that what's happened with the transfer portal is they're trying to level the field for the player, because once upon a time, when you committed to a college, they were committed to you for 4 years.
Yeah.
Now scholarships are year to year, so it's only fair if they can cut you, you can leave.
Mm-hmm.
That seems fair to me.
Yeah. Oh, ball start.
He didn't mean to. You know,
5-yard penalty.
In arena football, that would have been a problem.
Is everybody excited about the XFL coming back?
You know, I'm excited about the prospect of football
in
continuing.
February.
Yeah. Now I watch it. I watch a ton of wrestling, but I do like watching football.
I really enjoyed that first season of the XFL. It was such a shame that it ended up getting cut short from COVID because I thought they were really onto something really great. Wheel route.
I felt like he was into him early there, but I don't know that you're going to get that call today because we've seen it a couple times. And
there was one that was quite egregious.
Yeah. If you were going to get it, it was going to be on that one. I think you know, and I'm always good with this as long as there's consistent officiating. You know, if you're not going to call it, you're not going to call it. Let them play. I'm a fan of that. And you just let your receivers know, hey, you're going to have to.
We're going to be physical.
You have to be physical, get aggressive. Good pocket. Oh.
Just out of reach. That one thrown by Josiah Jarrett back in at quarterback from Dutchtown. Made it to the Final Four, did Dutchtown. A great season for them.
That's the story of the day.
Georgia.
Story of the day. Just out of reach. You know, we've been a step away, a stretch away from big plays all day.
Yep. And as you see there, cycling through all of the helmets and logos of all of the teams represented here today in today's game between the Bibb County All-Stars and Team Empowered. Jarrett looking downfield, finds his man. Oh, bobbled on it, but he ends up making the catch.
Don't go inside. I felt like he should have rolled outside right there. You know, catch that ball, turn out, and go.
Andre Carter on the catch there, but kind of bobbled it a little bit there, so that kind of slowed his progress down. Beautiful pocket, though. Great protection from the offensive line of Team Empowered, and here comes Miko.
But, you know, again, we watched him get behind the sticks, and, you know, it's so – I mean, if you're struggling already, which oftentimes offenses do in all-star games, despite the fact of being full of all-stars, you know, I think about, you know, how challenging it is just, you know, I've been parts of teams in the past where we had, like I can remember one in particular, we had 8 Division I signees on that football team, and we lost in the second round. And people were like, how is that possible? And I was like, well, they have to play together in order for that to be effective.
Oh, yeah. It's the reason why it's football is the ultimate team game. Because it really, truly is. I mean, you look at I made this point about the Patriots for that whole 20 years that they had that run where you look at their specifically defensively, they had Richard Seymour, and that was about it in terms of like big name, consistent, like Hall of Fame. Rodney Harrison, I guess, was there as well in the early parts, but for the most part, they didn't have a bunch of guys that were going to be all pros. They didn't have guys that you would consider the best at their position every year on the defense. But what they had was they had 11 guys who knew their role, they played their role, and they played as a unit. And together, they were the best. And that's the difference maker where you can have all the all-stars you want, you can have all the studs you want, but football is about all 11. And if one is not on the same page as the other 10, especially defensively, it's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, for sure. It's going to take us to the close of the third right here with Bibb up 7-0. You know, Bibb's with the ball now, close to midfield. I would anticipate quarterback runs.
I would as well. And so as we have a break here, as the quarters change, we want to thank again the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia for putting on the 6th annual Georgia Senior Bowl Classic. The Minority Coaches Association of Georgia is an organization that is working to increase the knowledge and development of students and minorities involved in athletics. The MCA of GA is dedicated to providing a positive atmosphere where issues can be debated and resolved in a timely and respectful manner. The organization holds conferences, camps, and coaching academies in order to not only help develop coaches, but to also develop players by building character, leadership qualities, time management skills, and professionalism through athletics. The MCA of GA, working to increase opportunities for ethnic minorities among the ranks of coaches in Georgia.
Gentlemen, y'all done a great job here. Let me ask you the question, does Team Empowered have an opportunity to take the lead here? What do they need to do to, other than stop the offense? I know that's relative right now because it's a 7-0 ball game here. Talk to me a little bit, Adam. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's a one-possession game. I would absolutely say they're in the game because, we've been talking, we're one step away from huge plays for both teams.
And they got that first one in the third quarter here.
But this is what I anticipate.
Oh, look at you. Look. Anticipation.
Hey, that's what they need, Bo, right
buddy,
there.
Man, right now we just start talking about it. Okay, I need $1 million. I need $1 million. I need $1 million. Does that help if we're thinking it and it happens like that?
Anytime the other team donates, it's
donates.
That's
man,
helpful.
This is not goodwill. They didn't donate that. They're not going to get a tax write-off. Goodness gracious, Adam Collins.
That was Sean Johnson on the fumble recovery there from Noonan High School. And right on cue, Bo, that's what they needed right there. And they're possibly, we don't know, we haven't seen Miko attempt yet, but they're possibly in field goal range right now, which would cut into the lead a little bit, get some points on the board. And quarterback run here, he's going to cut back. He's got some room to run. And Brown is just picking his way through the defense right there. Jalen Brown, number 0 out of LaGrange High School. As you can see there, the scores from previous games had South Fulton winning, Henry County winning, Atlanta Public Schools winning. Right now, Bibb County is leading Team Empowered, and then
They're
later
the
on
only
today.
team to the left right now.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Everybody goes to the left,
And then later on, we've got our Rising Seniors game at 2:30. Be sure to join us for that. Oh, which way are they going to call this one?
He was moving the whole time, Whitecap. You cannot give it on the offensive lineman.
False start.
Yeah, I feel the same way there, Adam Collins.
I always felt like when those happen where it's literally same time.
Can I mute him?
I feel like it should be offsetting.
Adam, can I mute him? He's a defensive person. He's always going to say that.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're so defensive. It's because they're wrong.
It's
That's
what
why.
keeps the cows in.
I just argued in favor of offense, though. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry for the Rocky Mountains right there in the ocean. I apologize. I love clicking buttons here. I've done such a great
Handoff
job.
going to the left.
Are you warmer today, Adam?
It was a little cool yesterday.
Okay. Alex was just like, don't make me walk up the stairs again, please.
No.
And Craig, Mr. Let's get physical. Physical. Man, he just ran up the stairs. Man, he was excited. He was good. Whitecap's trying to explain what happened. You can't do that. And that looks like a North Atlanta. Is that North Atlanta right there? Helmet number 3?
For
number
Bowles?
2.
No, that's East Coweta.
I'm glad that
that can't be East Coweta. Number 2 for Team Empowered.
Yep, Trey Bowles out of East Coweta.
That's why they got gray helmets.
I'm glad he consulted him. Although if I'd been on the Bibb County staff, I would have lost my mind demanding a personal foul.
Would you have kicked anything?
All right. Sore subject. Give me a game recap right now here.
I kicked the flag back onto the field one time.
Game recap. Go for it right now, gentlemen.
Well, a game recap is that there hasn't been a whole lot of offense to speak of from
either team. But 7-0
team.
Bibb. How did that happen?
They scored on a quarterback scramble where the play broke down and the quarterback was able to run outside. It was quarterback from Carver, Central, Torrey Flowers was the one on the scramble for the score, run of about 15 yards. And that's the only score of the game so far.
All right, so we're going to play Bet Your Paycheck for you two. Can you tell me total yards for Bibb County, Adam Collins?
Total yards for Bibb County,
All the way through the third quarter.
53.
Okay. What about team empowered total yards? Alex?
I'm going to go 82 for Empowered and 93 for Bibb.
Okay, I just wanted you to do that one. And what I say is I don't have to pay either one of you for this first game. It's 118 yards total offense for Bibb County.
Oh, man, I was way off.
I was closer on Bibb, yeah.
42 total yards. We'll go back to here third quarter stats here in just a minute.
Taking a shot to the end zone. Caught!
Oh!
Wow. Number 11, Aiden Smith from Lithia Springs. Going and getting it.
That's called butter because that is slick right there. Look at that. Jumping up, highest point. Let's go, number 11.
And that was great coverage from number 4. Was it 4 or 14 out there? I think it was number 4, Marcelo Williams.
And so just like that, the floodgates are open. But why is everybody roaming around?
Oh, no.
Illegal shift?
No.
Oh, you can't call that penalty in an all-star game. Come on.
I mean, you let people tackle people on pass routes, but you –
Okay, with that in mind, we'll take off the 6 points that were scored, and we'll talk a little bit more about the game stats here going through the third quarter. The thing that really stops up in your mind here, Alex, what looking at the game stats, what comes out in your mind?
It's the penalties for Team Empowered. They have consistently started moving the ball, but then they just shoot themselves in the foot and move backward.
So why do we have 1 yard rushing? What has really caused that for that 1 yard? Because I know they've rushed a little bit more than 1 yard. The defensive pressure from Bibb County?
Well, that's exactly – it falls right in line with the penalties where it's penalties and it's negative plays where they just keep moving backward, where they'll start getting some momentum rolling, and then all of a sudden now it's a tackle for loss of 4 yards, or it's a fumble in the backfield and get on it for a loss of 9. And, cumulatively over time, that adds up to being 1 yard rushing over time. They've realistically rushed for probably maybe, 40, 50 positive yards, but they've had so many negative plays that over time it cancels out and it really stalls out your drives. And it's hard to win and hard to score when you got drives stalled out like that.
Adam, your thoughts?
I have no thoughts.
Yeah, and I understand that based on the cocoon that you live in.
Yeah, no important thoughts anyway. I mean, they're pushing hard upfield. Everybody's so fast laterally. You got no shot at running outside. They've had a couple opportunities to kind of get upfield on some pass plays, but everything is a little short or a little long, or it's just the story of the day has been it's a hair off.
I agree.
And that's something that is not uncommon in an all-star game when you've got players who aren't used to playing with each other.
And they're evenly matched teams.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have those moments where it's just a step off on a throw or a step off on, just slightly out of reach, or the toss isn't quite right because they play different styles and they're used to different ways. So
we discussed yesterday that we used to cheat when we would do all-star stuff because we would bring our skill guys. And our quarterback is used to working with our receivers or our running backs or whoever.
And that was something that I noticed in the APS game. APS did a really good job of – they ran with three, maybe 4 quarterbacks. But something that they did consistently as we get a first down run here after the penalty was when they would bring in a different quarterback, they would put in also a skill player that quarterback was used to. I know for Bryce Bowens out of Carver, it was Zaik Mender was his receiver. And Solomon Evans out of Mays High School, I can't remember the receiver's name, but they put in a Mays receiver, and they had a big play because of it. And that's smart coaching by using these players and mixing and matching, but making sure that you get some kind of cohesion there between some of the players on the field. everybody's pointing at everybody else, and this one is going to be encroachment on the defense. So it'll be a free 5 yards for Team Empowered. Once again, 7-0 right now.
So this is the ball game right here now. You got to get in right here. This is your chance. If you're Team Empowered.
Absolutely. Handoff going to the left, cuts it back against the grain, trying to push the pile, and he should be spotted right there back at the 6. Isn't that right, Adam?
No, we're going to give him forward progress because the defense stood him up instead of tackling him.
Well, the offense had an opportunity to push him forward, but they weren't able to do that. Defense was stronger.
Well, they should have.
You know.
They should have. Now, I don't disagree with what you're saying. The offense definitely should have pushed him into the end zone.
As it stands, it'll be at the 3-yard line is where the forward progress was stopped.
Once upon a time, they would call that aiding the runner. It was actually a penalty. That was rarely called.
It was, and then they ended up taking it out because it was so rarely called. Quarterback rolling out. Brown has some room, gets a block in the back, shoves off one defender and gets in for the score.
What a run. What a run.
So we're just not going to. All right. All right. Quarterback run for the score. And, hey, Coach, like you said, the most dangerous play, and it's been the most dangerous play today, the quarterback scramble. Jalen Brown from LaGrange High School goes in for the score, and we are an extra point away from a tied ball game, 7-7.
Well, and special teams are not live, so this should go pretty well. But they're not lining up to kick.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. I saw the quarterback, and I was like, uh-oh.
Snapper Sam Taylor in. Jalen Brown is going to be the holder. Mac Miko on for the attempt.
I was like, this is Paul Johnson-esque.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. And it's 7-7 here in the fourth quarter.
Tie ball game with 8 minutes to play.
Now, Bo, do you know, would they play overtime if they get to the end of regulation tied?
Does a fat baby poot? I mean, of course they do, gentlemen. And I know Adam's thinking, Bo, you can say that, but I can't say this. I understand.
I hear you, man.
I know. Internally, I heard that, man, because I didn't have my headphones on. I know when Alex said, hey, Bo, and I'm like, okay, you got my headphones on. I got to come on real quick on live. Yeah, it's 7-7 ball game here, Lakewood Stadium. Get your popcorn ready. We got Robert Reed, Joey Russo, Dorian Johnson, Dylan Turner, Nate Robinson, and Karad Strong, all here, produced by Maya Barrett. Inside the house, we got Jennifer Colbert, Cedric Pugh, and I don't have enough money to pay anybody at this point here in the new year. And we got Adam Collins and Alex Schaefer bringing in the rear. And I understand that. When I say the rear, everybody gets the giggles based on what Alex said he said last night about theirs. What was that, Alex? Go ahead and repeat that.
Nah, we're good.
Come on, brother. You got to repeat.
No.
Come on, man. It's 7-7 ball game. We're no. Alex.
Tackled down
okay,
at the
correct.
20.
Okay, Adam. What did he say?
Oh, I don't remember.
You did. You wrote it on a piece of paper, brother, and you handed it to him. He already ratted you out, man.
He did. It was funny for everybody. We all started laughing.
Did you? Alex was like, I could barely keep a straight face. And Alex is the straightest of the straights, man. On that part. To know that he was internally losing it, that was great.
Oh, I was externally losing it too.
I didn't catch that on that part. When you say, you got to get it up inside. I don't even remember what the penetration was.
Oh, geez.
So look at Jennifer and Cedric are covering their face. I mean, it's all about play on words. It's okay, man. Jason Mraz had that concept here, but. I appreciate everybody tuning in here on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I love when I give y'all social media clips and y'all go give up different names and people are trying to text their phone like, what is Twitter face?
Oh my goodness. What?
No, was it a turnover?
Now, I watched number 62, Austin Kirchner out of GW Long, pick it up, but I thought I heard a whistle blow. I mean, maybe I was mistaken.
Yeah, feels like that. 7-7 right now.
I was too busy covering my face.
Yowzer.
I know. I appreciate that. I
What?
sometimes babble on that part.
What in the world
Well,
just
we're going to
happened?
stay here for the last 7 minutes because it's a 7-7 tied ball game here. Gentlemen, I'm going to let y'all take it over here and get me off the mic. Getting ready for our 2:30 kickoff. You're not going to the dentist, but you are watching the Rising Senior Classic here. It's back here at Lakewood Stadium. Rising Senior Class of 2024. Sit back and enjoy. Glad to have you with us. Hey, did you just throw that up? Look at you. That's what I need out of my life right now because I ain't got time to throw that stuff up. I can just talk and try to manage. So sit back and enjoy. Team empowered and almost inside the red zone.
And at the 23-yard line after a false start, Team Empowered will be sitting at a 1st and 15, but they take over after a fumble there that just kind of took everybody by surprise. And all of a sudden, Team Empowered now with a chance to take the lead.
That's one of those deals where if the running back just knew he could take a step forward and then reset, as long as he's set for a second, because it's a shift.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the guard rocked on that as well. That was what I noticed.
Maybe that's why he moved. Oh, at his feet right there.
And again, story of the day, just out of reach. That one skipped just a little bit. Back in at quarterback is number 15, Josiah Jarrett out of Dutchtown High School. That one was intended for number 1, Jamal Chandler Fuller out of Heritage. So make a 2nd down and 15. Flowers, the running back, number 5. Dimitri Flowers out of Brookstone, a round 2 playoff team this year. Taking a deep shot. Oh, just out of reach once again. Number 13 in coverage, Gavin Williams. Once again, trying to get that one out there to number 1, Jamal Chandler Fuller. You know, I think it's interesting. Coach Chapman made a great point yesterday when we were doing the pregame for the APS DeKalb game that, you know, this is an all-star game, but it's also a game where a lot of these guys know that this is maybe their last opportunity to play football, maybe their last opportunity to get a good college look. So you're going to get everybody's best on every single play. Oh, over the top. Oh, just out of reach. That one intended for number 11, Aiden Smith, who had the touchdown taken away last time out.
Yeah, the illegal shift negated his touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Out of Lithia Springs is Mr. Smith. We saw his quarterback, JQ Hart, playing yesterday for the Douglas County All-Stars. It's going to be 4th down now. As you see a wonderful drone shot out of Lakewood Stadium. And here comes Miko. We're going to see what kind of leg he's got. It will be dead special teams, so just a snap, hold, and kick. Here it is on the way, and it is going to be wide left. Had the distance, but shanked it to the left a little bit. And so that is going to keep our score at 7-7. Bibb County, after the sudden change, gets off of the field without suffering any points allowed.
Man, that was a huge play.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, we both talked about it all day yesterday and then today. You wonder in a game like this how many possessions realistically you are going to get. The games move quickly, and this could be Bibb's last possession.
I would definitely play that way.
And so if you're Bibb County, you don't know that you're going to get another possession. If you're team empowered, you don't know that you're going to get another possession. You probably expect one more, given where the time is at, but it's no guarantee. Quick screen, double pass. They got a man, and it's caught. So the first little bit of trickeration here, and number 12 is going to make the catch, Keith Johnson. What a play for Bibb County. And that's exactly what they needed to get into team-empowered territory.
Well, you open with some shenanigans. Get some movement. Get on their side of the 50.
Yeah, and you know, something that I really like about that play is it's not just that it got you a lot of yards, but now it's in the back of the mind of everybody on that defense. Now you got the defense playing on their heels, and where the defense has been playing fast all day long, that just slows them down just a step. And we've seen all day long that we've been just a step away. Oh, deep shot. Into double coverage, no flag.
Well played right there. I thought that was good, D.
And once again, that's our guy, Traverso. Also in coverage was Julian Hall out of Fayette County. Nice double coverage there. Good coverage from the corner running with him and the safety helping over the top. Incompletion makes it 2nd and 10. Handoff is going nowhere as the defense swarms.
Well, they're going to end up with a face mask right there. See what the call is.
And it is a face mask. And that's,
That is a backbreaker.
Killer. And, you know, we talked about it just a while ago. We showed the stats. And the one that stands out, penalties. Penalties have been a killer for Team Empowered. Every time they feel like they get something going offensively, they find themselves working backward, often on a penalty. And the same thing has happened on defense where they finally get themselves a big stop that they needed, and they were going to have a 3rd and long, and the penalty pushes them all the way up close to the red zone. 28-yard line is where it's spotted after the penalty. Handoff running right.
Yeah, that looked like a face mask.
I don't know why that one wasn't called there.
I mean, he had it by the face mask, right?
I mean, usually when you see a person's head turn opposite from the way that their body is going, that's an indication that something has happened that shouldn't, but there's no flag, and so it's going to be a 2-yard run.
Huh.
I believe that was Jesse Bell out of West Side on the run there. Quarterback in is Orenate Curry from Northeast. So Curry in at quarterback for his head coach, Coach Jeremy Wiggins out of Northeast. Northeast Raiders playing 2A ball. They were 8-4, made it to the 2nd round of the playoffs this year. Team Empowered is led by head coach Damon Dawson, the Woodward Academy head coach, playing in 6A. They went 11-2 on the year and made it to the Elite 8. Now into quarterback is Jesse Bell. It's going to be a Wildcat look. It's patience.
Oh, nice move.
Oh, what a hit there by number 4 at the end. Hall laid hit Julian Hall, and that was Traverso who he put that move on. And we've got ourselves a timeout from Team Empowered as time is ticking away. And you can feel this one kind of slowly starting to get away from them as they get closer and closer to the end zone. They're in the red zone now. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. And now that we have a timeout, let's take a little listen in and hear from some of our sponsors. We've got FRE Sports. It's a sports information company that provides consulting, education, and officiating services for coaches, players, and athletic departments so they can reach their full potential. Amon Tinker and the FRE Sports team will host recruiting fairs and showcases in order to get your high school athletes to the next level. Also sponsored by Shutt Sports. Shutt Sports is an American sports company that sports equipment company that specializes in the manufacturing of protective sports gear for football, baseball, softball, and lacrosse. They create helmets, shoulder pads, jerseys, and pants. Shutt Sports, designed and built for the athlete. So Traverso has had a really good day, but that time came downhill really hard and just overran that one as Bell put a nice move on him, cutting it back away. Gave him a little Barry Sanders-esque juke there and got back in stride and ended up picking up a really nice gain there. But you said it, Coach. You've said it again and again, quarterback run. And now I know that's a wildcat, you know, not a traditional quarterback, but it's still a direct snap, and the person who they're snapping directly to is running with the football. And I think we're going to get the same thing here. He's going to go the other way on the counter. Great play.
Oh, horse collar, though.
Oh, no. That was Caleb Reed in there from Noonan. We've been calling his name a lot today. He's looked really good. But that time got a hand on the shoulder pads, which is unfortunate because I think he was going to have him down either way.
Well, they call it face mask.
Oh. Oh.
Maybe he caught it reaching around.
I suppose, possibly. Well, either way, the penalty is going to move them closer. It's going to be half the distance. It'll be from the spot, which is at the 15, so that it'll push it down to the 7, maybe the 8, and the 8.5. It's going to remain first down.
Yeah, first and goal from the 7.
First down and goal. Sorry, first and goal, yeah.
For Bibb here.
Bell back in at quarterback. And he's going to throw. Avoids the blitz. But they're going to end up taking him down after a gain of none.
He actually would have had an attempt to run wide there. If he'd had a chance to break outside, I think he might have been able to run.
There was a called play action there. They were going to try to throw. But the defender for Team Empowered, I didn't see who that was. We got a player down now. That's Kitchener.
No, that's Miles. It's number 52, Jacob Miles, out of Heritage. But 4:05 left in the game. He's had a good game. He's been a force inside. I've watched him beat the guard off the snap.
Yep.
Just pretty regular.
And after no gain, it's going to be second down and goal from the 8. Heavy set defensively. And they're going to throw for it.
Man.
Well, they're not calling defensive pass interference, so I suppose it's only fair that they don't call offensive pass interference either. Number 1, just physical on the outside. Oh, we got a flag down after the play. That is Nico Sandifer from Rutland who makes the catch. He was in coverage with number 4, Julian Hall from Fayette County. Not sure what the flag was.
Maybe excessive celebration.
Possibly.
Like people came off the sideline.
Kick is no good. Did it get blocked? Did they jumped up and looked like they got a hand on it possibly. But, like, that shouldn't count. Anyway. It is going to be no good on the extra point, though, and that could be killer because now it is a 7-13 game. And Team Empowered now with an opportunity to go down the field here, and if they can score and kick the extra point, they'll take a 14-13 lead, and there's not going to be a whole lot of time left after that happens, you would think, with about 4 minutes remaining in the game.
Yeah, I just, you know, you're behind the 8 ball right here. If you're Team Empowered, you got to get down and score. If you can make that happen, you win the game. Because I think Miko's would be automatic.
Yeah.
From that distance. Although I don't know what happened. I'd be interested to see, did somebody jump up and block that, or did it hit somebody because it was low?
Kick takes a weird hop, and they're just going to let that one go into the end zone. Oh, no.
Are they saying he touched it?
Oh, what?
Ouch. I think they're saying that he touched the ball and then it bounced into the end zone.
There's no way. He wasn't even close to it. What I think they may be saying is because it initially hit in the field of play, it's a live ball.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, and they're going to call the touchback.
Okay, I was about to say, certainly they're going to get that right.
But I don't know. It may be different in high school. I know for a while in the NFL at least, if the ball hit in the field of play and then went into the end zone, it was a live ball still.
No, not in high school football.
I didn't think so in high school.
The minute it rolls into the
plane,
end zone, the play is dead.
That's right.
And the whistle blows.
That's right. But so I think that might have been what they might have thought there.
I tell you what.
That's the only thing I could think that they might have thought because he wasn't even close to it.
I thought they thought he touched it. Because otherwise, the ball goes in the end zone, you blow it dead now.
Mm-hmm.
Because people barreling down the field.
That's dangerous.
Yes. You know, if they decide to tattoo the returner, or I had a kid get hurt one year because he ran into the end zone to pick the ball up for the official because it went over his head, and they rolled him up in the end zone. And I was like, guys, come on.
So in at quarterback, it's Josiah Jarrett from Dutchtown. Oh, no. And that's the story of the day for Team Empowered right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's that center quarterback exchange we talk about. And so now they'll be taking a snap in the end zone. I mean, the wheels have kind of come off for Team Empowered. And, you know, does Bibb County have an advantage because, you know, the kids are basically from 4 schools? You know, so you might have more chemistry there. A little more familiarity. Good snap that time. Quarterback fired across the middle.
Oh, it's a first down.
And I'm surprised, yeah, there it is, that there wasn't a targeting call because he came in late with his helmet down. And I know that's kind of a point of emphasis these days.
Right now, Jamarian McGruder with a huge catch there off of the throw from Josiah Jarrett. It's going to be a first down and then some, and then it's going to be more yardage at the end.
There it is.
Targeting. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from about midfield now.
Yeah, I had a kid get ejected a few years back for targeting. And I argued that you can't be ejected in high school for targeting because it's simply a personal foul. And I was made aware that it's at the official's discretion to eject anybody for any personal foul. I did not know that.
Jarrett takes a shotgun snap, looking right. Oh, off the hands of Magruder.
Couldn't hold on right there.
Had a linebacker bearing down on him. That's number 43, Ethan Ellington out of Howard. Called his name a couple times earlier on in the game. He's been a little bit quiet through the later stages, but coming up big there, disrupting that one. And so just when you thought Team Empowered was
just done,
they've got life now, and that targeting penalty, I mean, they would have had the first down anyway, but then the targeting penalty really gives them a shot of life because they're at midfield now. And so now Bibb is going to take a timeout.
Take a chance to thank our sponsors while we're sitting in a timeout. The Minority Coaches Association of Georgia is working to increase opportunities for ethnic minorities among the ranks of coaches in Georgia. FRE Sports is a sports information company that provides consulting, education, and officiating services for coaches, players, and athletic departments so they can reach their full potential. Ahmad Tinker and the FRE Sports team will host recruiting fairs and showcases in order to get your high school athletes to the next level. Always good. I've been to a ton of those. Always worth my time and money. Shut Sports, designed and built for the athlete. Rydell, believe in football. Baker Sports. It's a custom sports apparel company that can fulfill any of your sporting goods needs, from outfitting your team, your league, or even just a new pair of shoes. Baker Sports has skills, knowledge, and caring customer service to fulfill your team's sports needs. We partner with brands such as Adidas, Under Armour, Sport Tech to keep your team looking good on the field, all for an honest and reasonable price.
Jarrett firing to the sideline.
He should have run that football.
I thought the same thing.
Green grass means go. I mean, that's one of those things that I've always preached on anything. When you get outside the pocket, if there's 5 yards of green grass, run.
Well, and it's also something that the game has changed so much that my first thought was, well, maybe he doesn't run very well. You know, maybe he didn't really trust that he could pick up those yards. But
big sack right there.
My, almost lost the football too, and that was very fortunate for Team Empower to come away with that one. That was number 8 out of out of Central, Caleb Hurd. But you know, it's really, the game has changed now where there isn't a quarterback that can't run. You know, not everybody's a burner like a Mahomes or a Lamar, but you know, all of them can move. And the days of the Mannings and the Bradys and the sit in the pocket and we're not going to run ever types are long gone. If you can't run as a quarterback, it just.
Oh, catch on the move right here.
Oh, what
nice
a stiff arm.
Great job finishing the run right there. Nicely done right there by number 2, Trey Bowles out of East Coweta.
He was bowling people over there.
Only 1:10 left in the game, though.
And do we have a Bibb County timeout?
That was 4th down.
Oh.
That's ball game.
I didn't even realize that was 4th down. That makes sense, though. It's the sack on 3rd. Yeah, for sure.
So just came up short.
And so Bibb is just going to take the knee here. Team Empowered will take the timeout.
They've got one more.
I wonder if they kind of just gentleman's agreed, well, we're not going to take the full 30 seconds and do an actual timeout. We're just doing it to stop the clock. Looks like that's what they're doing.
I think they're hoping for a bad snap.
I mean, bad medicine is what we need. Shake it up. Nope. No Bon Jovi? Okay. We'll work through that. Jennifer's just shaking her head. Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in here on the Score 58 Network with Minority Coaches Association of Georgia. We've got a great staff on site at Lakewood Stadium. We have Maya Barrett producing. We've got Joey Russo on the main camera up top, Nate Robinson and Karad Strong on sideline cameras. We got the most important cameras that are very interesting. We got Robert Reed doing an outstanding job on the drone. And we got ground cameras with Dylan Turner and Dorian Johnson. I'm Bo McMichael here on the Score 58 Network. Hey, stay tuned. About an hour away from kickoff from the Rising Senior Classic, class of 2024, about to display of what they have to offer here coming up in the football season of 2023. Glad to have everybody with us here. It's going to be a fun night and day, 2:30 kickoff. Stay with us. Adam and Alex, thoughts about this particular game?
I mean, it's crazy because, like, there was no scoring and then there's boom, boom, you know.
I think it was a boom, boom, boom. I mean, but you can say boom, boom. It's okay. I like 3 booms, man. Y'all have done a great job calling that. Adam, player of the game, give it to it on the old Bibb County side. Who would you give the player game to on your end?
Player of the game, in my opinion, it was Justin Walker. He had a huge tackle for loss, huge sack, and 3 tackles. You know, in addition to that, you know, I thought defense won this football game. You know, just my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's a good opinion in that sense because it's 13-7. It felt like it was very even though sometimes we feel like the offense is not ready to go in this situation. It felt like the defense definitely played up to its potential on both sides of the ball. Alex, talk to me about Team Empowered.
Yeah, I think same thing. You got to go with a defensive player, and I know had kind of a tough angle there on the last play, but Gian Traverso, we called his name a bunch. He really stepped up late in the second quarter, which was something that they needed because Bibb was moving the ball. They were threatening that they were going to score there at the end, and that really could have changed the complexion of the game. And he had a huge interception, a couple of really big hits that jarred balls loose, and really gave the Team Empowered team a shot of life that they needed at that point in the game.
All right. Well, getting ready for our 2:30 kickoff. We'll go off the air. We'll come back around 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. Stay with us. I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer, Adam Collins here on the Score 58 Network, bringing you the Bibb County matchup versus Team Empowered. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Hey, the nice thing to say is Happy New Year here for Score 58 Network. Wish you all the best. Take care and good night.